And good morning. Welcome to Monday, January 22nd edition of Morning Mindset. I'm your host, Todd, and it is already a cluster F of a day. So let's just start there. Monday, hey, how you doing? When you get in here, let me know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area. Here, the weather, it's not, negative 47 like it has been, but we did have some freezing rain come through last night and this morning, and I found that out when I took a nice tumble this morning. So I'm sore, shoulder down to ankle, maybe whacked my head. I don't even remember, to be honest with you. I don't think I did, but yeah, that was a great start to the day. So hopefully you're doing better than that as far as what's in the cup. This morning we have coffee. Hey, I got to stay on that kick for it. And then what do we need? 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? For us, we have DTF. We have to cut and ship HTV transfers. I got to set up the Morning Mindset Lives. I've got to set up Tuesday with Todd. And I've got on the new I've got products that need to be added to a site. Then we're good to go on all of that. So we'll check in. We'll see how people are doing. And then we will continue about our day to see what's going on. Darren, good morning, everyone. 30 degrees and cloudy, rainy there in Topeka. 5 things. On duty, call about vending at parade, call about vending at fire school, study, work on press release. Banners are 3 foot or 4 foot wide. However wide you want them to be. How wide do you want a banner to be? We can make any size for it. T-Town, first off, go Lions. But Tim over here, 22 degrees out, ice storm on the way tonight. Coffee in the cup. Yeah, it was I'm aching. I could feel it like burning, like, you know what I mean? Like, especially my elbow and like right on the side of my knee. Does not feel the greatest there. There was some good football over the weekend. Lions, I'm down with that. I see the Lions, because championship game is there, right? I see Eminem and Kid Rock. They need to do a little collab, and that place will be on fire. I wouldn't mind seeing, seeing Lions and Chiefs in there. I think that would be the Super Bowl I'd like to see. It was a good football weekend. The Bills, man, what is it with them in field goals? That town has no luck with that. That was a good game. I think the best part of yesterday's Bills Chiefs game was seeing Jason Kelce out there having a ball with the fans. Pre-gaming, tailgating, he was tearing it up out there, shot after shot after shot, drink after drink, hanging out with the fans. And then as the game went on, he just kept pounding beers, shirt off out in the stands, good guy there. So good weekend of football. We have the championship weekend next weekend. And then Super Bowl will be here before you know it. This weekend, my goal was to get the rotary on the laser. That did not happen. We'll talk about what did happen in its way. Diana, good morning to you. Jenny, good morning to you. Northern Indiana, 25 out, freezing rain on the way, water in the cup. Yep, freezing rain. Barb, North Central Minnesota, both feeling real temp 18. It's been a while since we got to say that, right? Where, the real temp, the field temp were the same. Those wind chills have been ridiculous, but it looks like this week we're in for some warm ups. So now it will be the flooding issues, because if we get rain like we did with all the snow, that's going to be a great mess. A hot herbal tea in the cup, water in the bottle. Jeff, morning, 27 out, feels like 14, Northern Kentucky with an ice storm morning this afternoon. 5 things: print, pack mail, print some more, and work on a new mold. Not a bad day, except for that freezing rain. Dennis got coffee in the cup. It's 19 out. Car won't start. Just take a day. Do slate, finish staves, check on orders placed for products, do invoicing, start pulling stuff from the peddler's mall. It sounds like a lot is going to, how much of this hinges on the car starting. And Barb giving her mornings to Tim, Jenny, Diana, and Free. Jeff giving his good morning. Free, what type of molds do you make? Ooh, let's see. Yes, do tell. I haven't made them in a while, especially in the winter. I have actually made one for dolphins, and this is to help with the Stanley Cup craze. Ooh, very nice, Jeff. T-Down, time for a new battery. Possibly, but what is it doing? Your cold cranking amps are too low. My daughter's car is doing the same thing this time of year. Give her a jump in the morning, and she starts the rest of the day. We had one do that, but, when it's cold, batteries don't like it. Renee, good morning to you. She's giving her shout outs to Darren, Tim, Diana, Jenny, Barb, Jeff, and Todd. Way to go. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. FU, Facebook user, good morning to you. Now, Facebook and streamer don't always play nice. When it happens, you become FU. So head over to Fat Dad, that hurt. Head over to fatdadlive.com. That'll get you into the YouTube side of things. While there, make sure to like and subscribe. And of course, sharing's caring. So share away if you so feel. In time to. Let's see, where were we? Diana's morning all. Jeff, I have frozen Diet Coke in my cup. Was it supposed to be frozen, or did you just leave it out and it's frozen? Icy there, Tiffany from Blondie's. New because been at it for a few hours. Yeah, it is icy. Especially the side stuff, like sidewalks. Like the main road to the school, that was fine because you got traffic on it, so the heat in it. The ice that was on the car, I mean, really the defroster had that gone in no time, because it was just a thin piece of ice, but still there's a sheet of ice out there. The patio and sidewalk that we have in front of the house, that's all new, so we can't use salt on it this year. So I did throw sand and stuff on it there, got some traction. But yeah, I took down 2 steps and went on the sidewalk, and that was it. I just legs out from underneath me, and good times right there. It did hurt a little. 24 with wind chill 17 in Chicagoland. So it's balmy. It is. It's time for shorts. Water in bottle, coffee in the cup. Prioritize my top 5. Love it. Becky said she fell last week. Some of our sidewalks haven't been shoveled, so we had to take the street. Definitely our winter. Definitely over winter, but at least it's not negative below at this moment. Like our sidewalk hasn't been done. And the reason being is because where we are in the cul-de-sac, that's where they throw all the snow. So as it comes down, it just goes over the sidewalk. So sitting on top of our sidewalk is probably 3 feet of snow. So yeah, that's just that's the perks of living in a cul-de-sac, I guess. But yeah, I'm over it already too. I'm going to do clearing and checking out Canva. Tiffany at Bonnie's. Oh, checking out Canva. Ooh, we got Canva training tomorrow. We got Sarah coming in tomorrow. We're going to talk about doing mock-ups. She's going to do mock-ups in Canva. I'm going to do taking the strings out of a hoodie on Corel to show you how I do it. So there's 2 ways that I know how to do it, so I'll do both ways, and then you guys can show me if you know another way, and we can go that way. Jeff said, I used to make keychain molds, but my basement is too cold. Silicone slows cures in the blanks. Then resin printer would suffer it with the cold as well. My filament printer don't mind the cold. Man, the cold, just over it. George, good morning. Coffee in the pot, getting designs done, taking orders, staying out of the cold. Oh, so you're back, George, huh? I mean, are you finally back? You should have stayed longer, man. It looked way nicer there. And Barb giving her highs to Renee and Becky. Free, do you make molds for sale? Ooh, look at this. Make a connection. T-Town, 5 things. Have a few ball caps to make, promo posts to make and schedule, make more hats for wrestling event, more polos coming in to make, and flat glass quote at Libby Glass at 2. Very nice. Lions have to travel to San Fran. Well, they're still going to pull it off. They're still going to pull it off. I have faith in them. I have faith in them. Angela, good morning. 33 here now. High 51. Ooh, yeah. Sarah, send me that link for Canva for your thumbnail because I went through emails and I did not see it. So let me know if it's there. Diana, all of it. Car not starting. Yeah. So battery jump. See what happens there. Juan, good morning. You having breakfast and a large cup of kidney wood tea. That's a new one for me. Getting ready for a long day. What you got going on to make it a long day? I do, but I just don't advertise it. Maybe you should, Jeff. Jerry, good morning to you. Rena, tell us all about the show. So even though we missed it, I take a little like, well, at least I didn't miss the sunshine because it rained. Saturday, Sunday for the show. So, and Friday was overcast. So, hey, maybe it wasn't so bad, but it's 51 and pouring here in SoCal. Coffee in the cup, moving a little slow this morning. Rena, at the show, what, if anything, did you see, that was new, exciting, something you'd like to tell us about? I know one of the things that I was hoping to see, and it should be in the next few days, if any of the people I asked about it said, hey, if you can if you're looking to make content, go check out this printer. I want to see that Epson DTF printer that's coming out in May. Reasons I want to see it. It's like $7,000 for it. So it is very budget friendly for a DTG. It is going to be slow. It does have a smaller print area, but I think for somebody that is starting in on-demand, like Etsy shop or something like that, this is going to produce, 5 to 7 shirts an hour, maybe 5 to 10, depending on the design. But, if you're doing 5 shirts an hour, you got an Etsy shop on demand, you're able to, if you're able to do 20 shirts a day, 25 shirts a day, hey, this might fit your need for you, especially when you use the pre-treated shirts. So I'm interested in it and learning more about it. So maybe that was there. And Cindy, just know the weather is a big no. Drinking Sonic Cherry Lemonade water and spending the day working on poo bag holders. I can't see the TikTok you shared when I'm working on doggy butts. Yes, if you don't follow me personally, you should, because sometimes some real gems are posted there. The ice out there was horrible. E-learning here and being inside with the kids. Ooh, really? E-learning. Like the districts around us. So on the Iowa side, they all went 2-hour delay so they could deal with the ice. Illinois said, "What's ice? So what if the kids slip and fall?" So yeah, that was fun. But yeah, they're there now. Rena, hi Sarah and Rena at Renee. Winter sucks. Jerry, I'm right there with you. And Sarah, falling as an adult is ridiculous. I fell clean off the brand new truck in the snowstorm. My scraper nicked the body. I think the ground nicked my body. So yeah, no, sir. I'm here for another week or two. Oh, you stay there as long as you can, George. It's not nice here, man. Stay there as long as you can. Well, that's the craze, right? DTF in every booth. There is a DTF show coming up in Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix at the end of next month, May 23rd, 24th. We're going to try, looking at things to do. That one was, we had the opportunity for somebody to bring us out there. Can't say anything too much on that until we finalize deals on it. But I was like, I would love to, but we have an issue. I'm leaving like on that Monday for Mexico. So I cannot be gone the weekend before, come back and fly in and fly out on the same day. So we'll miss that. But yeah, DTF, when we got started in 2020 when there was nothing nowhere. And then to see how it's evolved and to see where people can see where it's going. At the shows, in place of DTF before, was always wide format printing, Eagle solvent printers. We can print and cut HTV. We could do that for you. Now that is pretty much dead. We'll use it on a few projects, specialty stuff, things like that. But for the most part, it's all DTF. And any of the printer manufacturers on either side of it, ones that were in the wide format printing side of it or ones that are on the equipment side of it. They are ones that were like, hey, we need to get in there and we need to get our stuff out there. So that way, it's another piece to sell. So screen printers, they're, having their own. Mamaki has one, STS has one, and then just about all the other ones are ones that have been brought in and that are rebranded. So it is here to stay. I think there's this issue in the market where I believe that most people that have DTF shouldn't have it, just because it's not there yet. It's not like my Roland. My Roland cannot print for a week and it prints just fine. You would never do that with the DTF because of the issues that you can run into. You want to make sure you wet cap it. You want to, hope and pray that, not printing for a week, it's good to go because there's no increased circulation or anything yet. Once all of that comes aboard, it'll be a lot better. You'll still have the issue with white being what white does, but it's getting there. And you're seeing more of the UV DTF, so that is going to be pushing there. But it is definitely here to stay for sure. I loved your last Canva training with Sarah. It gave me motivation to get my content plan. Very nice, Becky. This time she's going to be showing us how she does her mock-ups in Canva. And she got all fancy. She's like, I'm going to redo part of my office. And so she did that. That turned out very nice this weekend. And so tomorrow is mock-ups. That's what we're going to talk about. And trivia I read over the weekend: wear socks over your shoes to increase traction on snow and ice. A short term, obviously. The problem with that is you got to have really big socks, right? Like my socks barely fit on my feet as it is. To fit over my shoes, that's there. So with being the new concrete, I had to go out there and throw sand down so we had traction on it. Ooh, Rena bought the Fusion IQ off the floor. Benefits of driving. 100% agree. And to me, that's the benefits of flying in because I can't just buy stuff. I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's a great deal. If I was home, I would buy this. Nice purchase, Rena. I bought a lot of my stuff at Dax for the same reason. Yeah, because it's right there. I love buying stuff, but I hate shipping stuff. So if I don't have to, I won't. The other thing is I won't pick up all those catalogs and everything else because, hey, I'm flying, so I can't take it all back with me. So this weekend, like I said, I was going to work on the rotary, but we got into, a design, kind of we made this sign last week, and there's still some issues that I saw with it that I wanted to fix, and then that led into making another one. So this is what we ended up creating over the weekend. We got that guy. So that one, the puzzle pieces were smaller before, and so it made a little less area to do it. So we got that one banged out. We got that one banged out. There's that one banged out. And then we got that one banged out. So those were the 3 that we got banged out. Still need a little more fine tuning on stuff, but that's all part of creating samples and seeing how it all works out, seeing what cuts with it. We will have those listed this week. Corey's doing the color chart, which I think the color chart's done, so that way people are able to pick colors from it. So we'll have those ready to roll. But that's one of the things that we're working on this week to get that done. It's a constant, like, ooh, I see something, and it's in a different media. It might be in sublimation, it might be there. I'm like, I think I can do something like that, doing laser. So we put that together, and I was able to to make those and get those out. And then, when Krista said, hey, she wanted one, so we took one and made it for pets. And now somebody else said, yeah, you should do that for that. So I got to do another one today and just do that in basic color. So pretty, it was a fun weekend. Did not get around to the rotary, so the rotary will be on. This week. It'll be on this week's agenda to get done. Which, I mean, really, it's plugging something in, so it shouldn't be that difficult. Just making the time for it is really it all. Let's see right there. You see Ryan that heats. Got the the i63Q. There is a place that is out of Texas that is selling the knockoff version of that for considerably cheaper. And that's the thing is that when, you're paying for that, you're paying for the name, you're paying for the quality, you're paying for all of that. But, $1,800 on a hat press, that's chunk of change, man. And the other one I think is like half price. I did see that. In fact, me and Renee talked that yesterday because I had seen something where they had, what was it? I'd seen the equipment on there, but I had not seen the materials. And now that that's there, and when you think about it, as far as partnering up, I wonder what their partnership is, because JDS, or excuse me, Stalls has an affiliate program. So if everything is just drop shipping, and not only they have the affiliate, but they have the merchandising program, because we had the opportunity to be in that when we were going to have the craft store. And so I wonder if that's what it is, where it's just like that. They're just bringing it in and just reselling it. Good for them, And if you look in the last 3-4 years at JDS, maybe a little bit longer than that, they got into the sign game, sign vinyl and things a couple years ago, and now bringing on this side of it, it makes sense for them. If they can be the all-in-one supplier and their pricing is right, it's not a bad thing to do. And Barb said, pretty nice idea to have the vinyl color swatch board you posted. I may need to grab that. And that was actually paint. So that's going to be, it was all the paint colors that are offered for the wood. And what we did was, it's like, okay, what colors do we have here? So let's just make a swatch so we have it. And we have that when we had the retail store, we had the pizza box from Caesar that had all the materials in it. And so that way you could look, feel, see, touch, get it, look on it. That's why things like the color charts, this is a 2021 color chart, but especially from Caesar has, where they have all like in the metal, you can actually see it there, the sparkle, the twinkle. The twinkle is the reflective one that you need for it, but you're able to actually see it, feel it. The glitter is a big thing too. So that's why I say reach out to your supplier and see if they have these available. If not, I believe that I have the link. If not, I'm going to go post the link. Ooh, I'll put that there. I'll post the link on our link tree for that from Amazon. So that way you can go get it there. Usually $5-10, but totally worth it. So that way you can see it. There's a couple clients, like the one that we're cutting the HTV for today. That's what we do for them. So we'll do their DTF transfers. We'll do their HTV transfers as well. So we just send them that and said, here you go. And so now they can actually see, because you know how that goes. You take a picture of something. Is that what it really looks like? How, between my screen, your screen, how the picture takes from the camera, all of that. Having a sample thing for them to look and see at just makes way more sense. So we got color charts, and we'll send them out to those that we do things like that with. The other thing is this week we will have, and I actually redid it here. This is version 1, but we will have color charts of DTF ready to go on the website. With those color charts, there will also be the color palette. So when you order those color charts, you'll get 2 of them. Press one on black, press one on white, so that we can see how colors, background and color or shirt color affects the color of the print. And you'll also get the file that has all the colors in it. So that way you can create your own palette with it and know, hey, if this is the color I'm selecting, this is the color I'm going to get. So that's something that we've been working on, and that's something that will be added to the site this week as well. Diana likes those. I like them too. It was nice. Todd, those were really nice. Waiting on deets. Once I believe that's all painted and everything's good to go, I can take a picture of that, and then we'll start putting everything on the website to go with that. Let's see. Lone Star. Yes. Yep. Lone Star is that's what it is. Lone Star is the one that's out of Texas that has that hat press that's there for it. Was the color swatches epoxy colors? Those were just paint. So that was our regular paint that we used to paint these. That's what that was. Those were the paint colors for things like this. And anytime you can create a swatch panel, it makes it easier, because especially today's day, like the names of some of the colors, like they're not descriptive at all. So you don't know what color is that. So being able to see it, and that will help. That will help with the when it comes to the ordering. Here's the color of it. They can see what it is, and then they can select the color for it there. Showed a hat press for $6.99. Ooh, which one was that? I'd seen and I believe it was the MEM one, but it did not have the heated lower platen. It was not rounded like that. Maybe I have to go back and look and see. That cheap one shield only has a 6-month warranty. Stalls has a better warranty, I would guess. Yes, I would assume that. And that's where it comes down to how much you're using something, right? A lot of the issues is, the warranty is one thing, but I know people that have had their stall stuff and it's minutes out of warranty, it's not worked. I know people that have never had to use the warranty claim on it. I think it's just a hit and miss type of thing. It's the same way on some of the cheaper stuff. It works or it doesn't. It's it's an exciting, fun thing. It says that Stall's products will drop ship from Stall's and not including the free freight, if I read it properly. So yeah, that's what they're doing. Is they've just got a partnership with them, and it's shipping direct from there. Darren playing catch up. Good to see you. Sorry about your new truck, Sarah. Yeah, I told Sarah, I'm like, well, no, it's fine. No, you're fine. You have that chart. Yeah, chart. Hey, DTF chart color charts are awesome. Rise videos show how they hung DTF sheet over lighting for displays. Another neat idea that can be done on a smaller scale. Absolutely. So, and we would do the same thing. And I'll have to go back and see if I can find any of the pictures or things. I guess I need to find out, how many people here on the reg, have a retail storefront. Because for us, it doesn't do us any good to make something like that because we don't have the retail storefront. Now, when we had the retail storefront, we had the spinner racks. They're 4-sided spinner racks, and they were a foot square. There was a tower. And what I did was created panels on it that were held on with Velcro, and we would swap them out. So with sports weekends, holidays, themes, things like that, we could pull them off, put it back on there. So we'd make a sample of whatever we wanted. It was on the spinner rack. They could spin, pick out the design. So they'd pick out a design, pick out a shirt. We would press it. That worked out really well for us, especially on like some of the glitter stuff and things, because it was hard for a customer to get an idea. And then we'd have shirts hung up with all the stuff on it. Pretty much, you go into, if you're in any touristy area, find the t-shirt shop. There's usually one in every touristy area where it's a shirt, nothing but t-shirts, and look at their displays. What is visually appealing to you, what stands out to you, and that's how I modeled it when we seen it. Let's see. Irina says, I asked about the free freight, and they said that the vinyl would be included. Maybe they're still working on the details. Well, and that was through the catalog that Renee sent. So it could be that at the time of printing, it wasn't. And you know how it goes, right? They are better off saying on a printed catalog or something that they're sending out that it's not included, and then come back with an update and say, hey, yep, it's included now. So don't worry about that part. Than to say it's included and then come back and say, no, now you're going to get charged for it. Where did you get your paint from? That is a Corey question. I will ask her where that paint came from, because that's all from on her Tumblr side of things. I honestly don't know. I will ask her. Rena, I saw that in the digital flip look. Like I said, I may have misread it. I mean, like I said, it could be it could be something that they're just changing. Are you priming the wood at all? And what brand of paint? If you had the rest of nope, just paint right over it, because less time. So paint over it with what we have to see what it's actually going to look like on it. What's going to soak in, how it's going to pull from there, and then go that way with it. We'll do the same thing with stain, where we'll come in and make it work that way too. I was just thinking about that the other day, or one way he's doing this. I was like, oh, we should do this with the stain colors that we have too, so that way we can make it. There he is. Corey's here. So it's the Pop of Color paint from Counterculture DIY. That is where the paint came from on it. So we'll show any of the stuff that we come across as we're doing it. Hey, we'll go to town on it. Like I said, when I was doing that one, and I left extra boxes so that way I should. We're gonna find out, and that's why I wanted to do this. We'll find out if I can set the files up correctly, so I can go back and add, because I think there's 2 more rows on it that I can fill up on the paint thing. And I can go in and then add the colors in that. So I'm going to try that today to see if it'll work and see how good that reestablishing something without a jig works. We'll see, right? We'll see how that works today. But that's was part of it. Anytime you can make those samples, anything with it, and that wood one will be a nice one to do when we do the staining for it. Um, when do I get to see you laser some earring designs? Ooh, I think we can pull that off. Yeah, Renee's got a bunch of them too. I think we can pull that off. I mean, it's easy enough. Except not my forte. What material are those typically made out of? Acrylic. I think I'm not 100% sure. So it's going to be one of these, and this is the great thing about that Xtool D1 is to show the versatility of things that it can do with it. Because hey, we have an affiliate with them. I going back and forth with them, but we might be on the right track to become a beta tester for them, which would be cool. Hey, you're just going to send me stuff and let me test it. I'm down with that. So we've been working that deal. But in the meantime, hey, let's show this off, show what it can do. They got to show the conveyor working. I got to set things up a little different because where I have it and what I need to do with the conveyor, I don't have a whole lot of room for it. But if I turn it the other way on the table, there is room for it, but then you're sideways at it, if that makes sense. So there's got to be a happy medium. I have to work through that issue with it. But we've tested the conveyor, we've made that work with things. There's a few things that I found that I'm not 100% sold on, but that's because of how it's just because of how it is. So as we do more out of it, we'll see what we can get. And Renee says hers are acrylic, woods, and combos of both. There we go. Broken fence. Jenny says we make earrings out of scrapped wood from laser. Very awesome. And Cindy, you do metal things as well. I may have to get with you and get a couple pieces that you're doing with metal because with the IR head that we got with our laser, we should be able to do some metal stuff too. So that would let us see how it is. I think I might just grab a spoon and put my name on it and see how it is. Um, and City said, I've seen quite a few earrings done in different woods. I assemble earrings for a local company. Well, just give me some ideas and we'll see what we can figure out for it. Diana says, I make earrings with wood, acrylic, and JDS leatherette sheets. Ooh, see? I'm all about, I just need to order up more stuff and play. T-Don says, that plaque you did you do it with the diode part of the laser? I did. And that was a learning curve and a half. I will show you. I'll show you. I got to find the picture for it because we got to test everything, right? We got to test. We got to see what works, what doesn't work. And that one was kind of I wasn't sure how it was going to work because I originally had thought let's go ahead and do white toner on it because I said for the time frame that they wanted, I hadn't done anything with the laser on that yet. So I said, let's try white toner on it. Well, the problem with the white toner was it just wasn't adhering to it. So you can see where parts of it just weren't adhering. And so it was, and I know it's probably hard to see in the picture. Let's see if I can, but it's colored. So there was color parts to it. And I said, let's see. And it just, after ruining two of them, I'm like, okay, we're going to stop this nonsense because I'm not going to ruin this because it was like $15 a blank. So I said, we are not going to ruin any more blanks on this. I said, well, let me see what I can do laser wise. And laser wise, let's see, is that one? There it is there. Let's see if I can find the picture. As we were testing, because I used that same one and I ran a test thing to see what we got, and ta-da! It shattered it and broke it. And so it was trying to go through everything, and there it is from the backside of it because it is a black mirrored glass. So that's where I thought, okay, it'll work. Well, then it was finding that happy medium, so it didn't burn all the way through and do that garbage, but it made it go through there. So, after, some trials going through selecting settings, it ended up coming up like that. So pretty happy with how the results on it, but yep, totally do it on the diode and it worked out just fine. Let's see. Brian, did you do the plaque reverse on the back? Nope. I did it straight from the top, did it from the top down. And that's how it turned out. So, it looks like it's there on the back. I got another one and I'm like, well, maybe I'll play with some stuff on it. But this is one that was a time crunch on something. And we said, let's get it done. And I said, okay, here's my options. And they were happy with the results. And I was happy with them as well. Diana said, I make a stone fill for granite, but I have found that acrylic outdoor paint works best. I make a stone fill for granite. Help me understand that, Diana. I make a stone fill for granite. Granite. I thought it was granite. Oh, the glass. No, it is. That was glass. That was. It was. You know what? I will get the JDS. Um, I'll get the JDS number for you, so anybody can. I can that way I can actually get the info for it, so I'm not misspeaking or anything like that, because it is a little. It is something new, right? It's something new for us, and I think it turned out for me and for the customer was super excited when it turned out, because that's what they originally wanted. And my next thing was going to be to do sand carving on it. We have the materials to do it. So if I had to, then I would, and I would make up for it and be like, okay, this is what we're going to do, and we will be fine with it. But I was really hoping to not do it. It looks like GMR 912BK is the part. We're going to go ahead and look and see if that is the correct one from it. But yeah, they're like $17, $18 each for a blank and that. Let's see. What are they? Yep, 9x12 black glass mirrored plaque. That's what it is. The 9x12 glass mirror plaque is where it is on it. I reverse engrave and then color fill them. Ooh, see, I didn't even think about that. I think that's because I was more stressed about it, and I need to do more with it. Is that typically how you do them all, Rena? Is you do it on you reverse it and then color fill it? Diana says, I love to play with the Mead project. You need to show on sand carving. If you go back, there's videos from, because we haven't done it now for 4 or 5 years, 4 years. It's been a while, and this because it was to me, if you're doing it as a standalone business on sand carving, awesome, phenomenal. If you're doing any kind of the laser thing as your full-time business, great addition to have to it, because the detail and the smoothness that you can get to it, the depth that you can get to it, outshines a laser 100%. But there comes a cost with that. It is messy. It's not so much labor intensive, but it kind of is, because you create the positives. You are then creating the negatives. All of our system came from Resist. Resist is where everything came from. So there is a process in the setup, and the process itself takes a matter of seconds to do. But that's the thing, is labor intensive, clean up on it, everything there. But the results on it are phenomenal. So I think it's going to be one of those things that we said, it's always there if we want to do it, and we can see if it's there. Ooh, I just got a picture. Ooh, oh, I just got a picture. Can I show off the picture? Can I show off the picture there, Rena? Let me know. Let me know if I can show off the picture. Rena sent me a picture of it. So you did those reverse. What laser are you using on those, Rena, so we can give all the details on it? So lasing through those and then color filling. What's the back look like? Are you doing this paint color and then a solid over it, or how is that working? Rena, I'd love to see a video of that. And Jenny, my son wants to do sand carving. What do you have? So here's the thing. Okay, Rena's using an epilogue. There's the pictures of it. Not the greatest on my end because I'm trying to show through your camera, but reversed in color print. And you can't really see it, but that's gold. It's gold there. You can kind of sort of see more gold there, but that's awesome. I love that. I really, really, really dig that. You see, maybe I need to get a laser. Pew, 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 pew. Back to this. What do you have? So here's the thing, is you don't need to get anything fancy. Like our setup, I looked at it, I had most everything that we needed already. I already had an air compressor done, blast cabinet, Harbor Freight, media. We did order the media from Resist because that's what they recommended for it. I actually found a guy that was building he built a whole set up for a foot pedal and a hand nozzle, and it worked pretty good instead of the big one. There were some issues with it, but for the most part, it worked pretty slick. You can pretty much do that if you have that setup. You can use it. or you can invest the thousands of dollars that they want for their enclosed systems, all of that. Now I looked at it and said, okay, we went to class. It was the indie class. I think it was NBM Indie is where I ended up buying the stuff for it, because I was like, I'd been researching it for a little while. They had some classes there. Went ahead and took the classes on it. I'm like, yeah, this is something great to add to it. And when we did it and pushed it, it was great. We did a lot of deep carving color fills for Christmas that year, but it was time consuming, and it was one of those where we were focused more on the apparel side of things. So focused more on the apparel side of things made it so, you know, doing those one-offs, and that's what it was one-offs, just really didn't become appealing. Now, if we had a bulk run, like somebody ordered 50 beer mugs, it was great. No problem with that. But ordering one beer mug, it just wasn't our cup of tea for it. And so that's why we got it. And look at that. Very, very clean, very nice. And that was Renee. Yep. CF has laser files too. Don't know the quality. They do. And for most of them, right, any places that you're getting files from, you need to really look at them and see, because we have found tons of misspelling. Did I say misspelling? Tons of, I was going to say misspelled words and spelling mistakes. So misspelling. We found tons of misspelling errors. We found tons of layout errors where things, weren't closed that should have been closed. There was double lines on top of things. So just like with anything else, when you get a file, go through and check it. I'm speaking dyslexia today, Diana, so it works just fine. Yes, Indy totally got sucked in that booth. Yeah, and it was fun. And it was like we set it up, and afterwards we had a good time with it. And it was something, like I said, if it was what you were going to do all the time, hey, Kip, this is what we're going to do all the time. This is our go-to thing. I wouldn't have any problem sticking with it because at our time, this is when we were still in the mall. And outside of our place was a Things Remembered that closed recently. And so that was the thing. We were in a good spot for it to show it off, and we could have it. But it came with that price of doing one just wasn't worth it, because in reality, you're spending, on one piece, half hour, easily, because you had the artwork, you were creating the positive for it. To create the negative for it was like 5 or 6 minutes. The machine's doing that. Then you have the washout from it. And then from the washout, then you would apply it and go from there. Well, the applying was pretty quick and simple. Put it on there and then take the rest of it and go. And then the actual production of it was really quick. Like I said, less than a minute to have done. So on one, it wasn't really worth it. Multiples, it was. Let's see. Completely paint the back and purchase the back from them that has adhesive. Okay. This can be used as an easel, or they can hang the plant. Ooh, I might have to look at that a little bit more, because I was wondering that, how do you hang it on something like that? So good to know. I'm not with it either, Diana. So you're fine on that. This week, tomorrow, Tuesday with Todd. Sarah's coming in. We're talking mock-ups. She's going to show us mock-ups in Canva. Like I said, I'm going to do strings on that. We have Monday, Wednesday, Friday for morning mindset. Thursday, Friday will be another bundle release. This one, I think, is going to be heart disease. I think that was what was in the queue for that. We're quickly coming to the end of the month. The end of today's the 22nd. There's only 9 days left of it. So, we'll check on Wednesday and see where everybody is on their goals, because you have 1 week to finish those goals up. And we're going to, see where it is. For the most part, I believe I am good to go on my goals for January. The big thing is going to be was going to make sure that Rotary was set up and good to go. There's a couple jobs that I want to, samples that I want to run for people. There's a couple local people that are doing like giveaways of stuff. And we said, yeah, we'll partner up with it. You're good with us trying out this process? And they said, yeah. So I'm really excited about, getting that. I need to get this going. Ooh, look at this. I love when I get pictures sent to me. Oh, I didn't even think about that. The self-adhesive plaque easel. Look at that. I knew of no such thing. And this, my friends, is why we all get together. Why? Because like that, I didn't know that was a thing. No clue. I could have got that and put it on that other thing and didn't even realize it. So that's why we get together. We learn. learning is earning, baby. And I am by no means an expert on anything. I like to, regurgitate, right, information. If I know it, I can help somebody with it. We're going to do it, which leads me into my sales spiel for today. February 1st, we will be starting up the private members group. That will be between, what are the two things? Patreon and Discord. So we're getting those set up. The first thing that we're going to do is a project-based thing in it. So what's it all going to have in it? There's a lot of things that we can't get into on the lives in the groups because of pricing issues. People have questions with that. People don't want their marketing stuff to be out there. They don't want how they do it. And I 100% get that. I said I got, yelled at for saying how much things cost us so that way customers would hear it. And I'm like, your customers aren't watching me. I mean, if they are, awesome. Thanks for sharing me with your customers. But for the most part, they're not watching me. So in a private setting, we can talk more about pricing on things. We can talk more about marketing things. We can talk more about building your business. We can also have that vent area where if you just want to vent, just get in there. The co-op workspace. So we'll do those. Mostly it's going to be after Tuesday with Todd, or not after Tuesday with Todd, after morning mindsets. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we'll probably have it open for an hour in there. Set your day up, get in there. We've done stuff like that in the past with FaceTime with people, with Zoom meetings. So it's kind of the same thing with that. And then anything that I create and sell digitally. So if there's going to be, like design wise on like these, coming up with those. If we decide to sell the designs on those, you're in that group. You're just going to have access to that file. We'll create they'll create a Google Drive and be able to put things like that in it, and all that for the low price of $20 a month. So I'm excited about that, pushing that envelope. Hopefully, I don't want to move that. I've seen it looking like, you ever set something down on the edge of something and it's going to fall and you can see it falling out of the corner of your eye. That's just what happened with that. So that'll be coming around there. We've got more marketing stuff coming, more AI stuff. The one project that I'm working on right now that if anybody is on board with, we will start together February 1st in that private group is going to be, I think something, if you're interested in trying to create some passive income, and I know that gets thrown around a lot and it feels dirty to say, but to be able to build some things like coloring books for Amazon KDP, which means you create it, they print, ship, they take care of everything from there, and you get a cut of it. So I've been about a year that I've been working on this with various people, talking about, hey, how should this be set up? How is this there? And I'm finally going to say, you know what, we're pulling the trigger on it. That's my goal to have done in February for everything. And then just walk right along through it. So as we use, and it's using AI to help with this. So using AI to, create prompts, to create artwork, to do all those things that we are able to use it for. So things like that. When I come across new trainings, when I attend different seminars, if there's stuff that I get from it, that's where all the golden nuggets will be for it. That's right. Sharing is caring, which that is one of the things that I miss the most about having going to trade shows, was not so much seeing the floor, seeing the vendors, because in reality it is a lot of the same repetitive stuff, same booth, same stuff year after year after year. Anything that new comes out, they'll usually email you on it, but it's always the networking, it's always the people, it's always the other things, the conversations that you have. Like last year when we went, on day one, I made it to 2 booths, and because of just in the one booth, it just people kept coming to it, and that's what it ended up being the central meeting place for it. We just chit chatted, had a great time with it, and then it was like, oh, let's figure out lunch, and let's do lunch, and then it was dinner, and the same thing happened at APA where it was like, here's class, and it was lunch, and then it just all downhill from there. But things like that happen. You get some of your best information from that. So I did miss that. I'm going to miss it at APA. I'm going to miss it at the DTF Expo. But that is all. I'm passing on all that from Mexico. Mexico will be in 1 month. I think it's 1 month from. I think it's 1 month from today, or right around there. We are leaving for Mexico for the week. And that'll be fun and exciting, which if anybody is looking to to get married with somebody, I highly suggest a leap day wedding, because you only have to worry about it every 4 years. Works out perfect for me. Let's see, doesn't that get tiring to clients at T-Town? Where was it? You always need to call of action, every post, every video. No, I don't think it does, Jerry. Not at all. Because that's the thing is, what are we doing? You want them to go do something. Hey, like when we're going to post all of these together in one post, right? Like I'm going to cut the other ones because we're talking colors. So, like things like this is the conversation that we would continue on in the after hours over on the new group. Okay. So like on things like this, very easy to have this be 3-color, right? And have the hearts be colors and have the outline of that. But to me, I'm like, that's extra labor that's there. That's extra materials that are there. So if we just go 2-color, then that makes it easy. And with the wood, it's a 3-color thing. On this one, you can't see it, but there's a 3-color there. It's here. If I did other stuff, that was just going to be more labor involved. So, trying to do it. Same thing with this one. If I add color, that's just more. So going through those to see, hey, these are the different things that we're working on. Here's why we do it this way. What's everyone's thoughts on this? Why are we doing it this way versus somebody else doing it? And there's no right or wrong reason for it. It's just going to be works for you. But those are the things that we're going to do it. Like I said, with those, we're going to post all of them and say, hey, which one do you like better? That's call to action. Which one's your favorite? When we're asking those involving questions, we want them to do something. We want them to acknowledge a post. We want them to purchase from a post. We want them to find out more information from a post. We want them to do something more than just hit the like button. We want to create that engagement. And so that's why every post needs to have some kind of call to action. And when you look at it, how is that? We'll post informative ones. I have that post every morning, of kind of the quote for the day, the motivation for the day, whatever you want to call it. That goes out every morning. It's just that standalone thing. Now, that one is going to be changing because we are going to use Canva to load up all of our quotes that are in there. It'll create the content for us. We'll add our watermark logo on it, and then we'll have pictures, and it'll just be on there. So they can see that's where it is. That's where it's from. Here is this on it. So, those are the type of things that we're looking to do with things like that. When we post the different pictures, we're asking for that. When we're showing videos, we're asking for name. There's always a question to ask. Whether you want them to buy something, you want them to check something out, you want to see them, always be asking for something. And Jerry said, absolutely, with new products. I'm asking about every post, of course, personal preference. Yeah. And I think anything on business wise, it's not so much a sales thing where I said, hey, buy this. It's, hey, what do you think of this? What is a good color combo? Like when we post that color chart, what's your favorite color on this one? So that way it creates engagement for it. When you like Jerry, like say you're doing a shirt design for something, like pick a school, right? So like our school sucks because our colors are maroon and white. So you don't get a whole lot of options. But if you're at a school that has 2 or 3 colors and white's not one of them, because you can always use white, gray, and black as accent colors. So red and gold is your school's colors. Well, you can use black and white and gray as there. So you can have 5 options of that. You can show that logo on those 5 and be like, hey, which one's your favorite? Which one do you look? The other thing is there's been plenty of times that I've designed something like that was kick ass and it was trash because, it wasn't somebody else's thing. So yes, hey, what do you think of this design? When I posted that first one of this, a couple of the feedback that I got was that the puzzle pieces were too small of how they were set up, because you had plenty of area for this one, but for that one, the way it was set up, you had to go down here, so it had to be a smaller name. The other thing was the font that we used for the numbers. They said it looked like 21, 29, 120. Because it was the slash. So those are things, that's why we ask, hey, what do you think of this? What changes? It's not, and you got to know that you're going to get some pushback, some feedback that you're going to be like not ready to hear on some things, but for the most part, it will all work out for the best. And that's what we did. So we're able to change that up, do it with it, and show the things there. Yep. And see, that's the other thing, call to action is buy this. And a lot of people think that, but that call to action is just that, a call to action. You want them to take action on something. They said whether to find something out for more information, go to a link to view something, go buy something, ask an opinion, ask a question. That's what that call to action is that you want them to go do something. And that's what I said, for me, we're going to push this a lot, and we will have it set up. And so that way on the first, it goes out. I said $20 a month. And is it gonna pay anything? No, but we had this discussion before about that free side of things, and there's going to be only so much that we're going to do for on the free side of things anymore, because a lot of things, people we have designed for people, we have helped people out immensely with their equipment, with their designs, with their pricing, only for them to go to somebody else. And it was like, you don't go into it thinking, hey, I'm going to get that job out of this, but you always hope that, hey, if I help you, that when you need something, you're going to come to me. Man, it doesn't always work that way. So we're going to be a little more reserved on the stuff that we put out there to be able to put more in there. And at $20 a month, maybe it's like 4 coffees. I feel we're worth 4 coffees. You're very welcome, Jerry. You are very, very welcome. The other thing is I'm doing it this way with the Discord and the Patreon. If I did everything in Patreon, there are some people that we do a lot of collaboration stuff with. So when we do collab work, and it's a lot of where you don't see on the behind the scenes things. So we'll do more stuff like that. It allows me in Patreon. I can't just say, hey, Jerry, I thought you were awesome this month. Here's a month off. They just don't work that way. So if I do it the other way, then I can just give a link. Here's this for it. And then, hey, if you want to stick around, here's the link to it. If not, you got 30 days access. So we'll go with that, and we'll see how it all plays out. It'll be fun and entertaining. But I've got stuff to do. You've got stuff to do. I said this week, Tuesday with Todd tomorrow. We're playing around in Canva some more. No Tuesday with Todd next week on the 30th. We will not be in town. We have a funeral to attend. So we will be out of town on that Tuesday. Morning Mindset, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Bundle drop Thursday or Friday. That one's going to be heart disease. We will have these listed this week, color charts, all of that, and then more information for there. So you guys have an amazing day. Except we'll be back then. We'll get it all taken care of. So until next time, peace, love, press on. See you guys.